Dear viewers, I'm not sure if you're familiar with New Zealand-based VetaFX. Think of Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Jungle Book, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Aquaman. VetaFX is a visual effects company rendering these spectacular movies. As of 2024, VetaFX has won 7 Academy Awards for Best Visual Effects. Earlier, the company used its own data centers for the job. With the intense work that came with water simulations for Avatar sequel, that shifted. Deploying its own data center would have needed huge infrastructure investments and approvals from the local government. So, VetaFX decided to move to the cloud and rendered it in Amazon Web Services or AWS. AWS, as you know, is the world's most adopted cloud, offering over 200 full-featured services from data centers all over the world. Back home, many mind-blowing scenes in Bahubali were computer-generated imagery made in a cloud computing industrial park in Kami, China. So why should this information interest you? Well, the reason is it underscores a theme that is on its way to becoming a megatrend, the rise of big data centers. Post-pandemic, the digital adoption in India has skyrocketed. Thanks to cheap data, digital payments, e-commerce, social media, OTT, virtual meetings, remote working, virtual real estate tours, education, and net banking, all of these have become an integral part of our lives. With AI and cloud adoption, digital wave has penetrated all industries and user segments. The growing data volume has come with the need for storage and fast access. Now, this data and information is sensitive, so there is further need of data localization, paving the way for rise of data centers in India. The government has already put incentives to set up data centers. As per Economic Times, India's data center capacity is likely to go up from 853 megawatt in 2023 to 1645 by 2026. It would need an investment nearing $6 billion and almost 10 million square feet of space. As per CARE ratings, India has data center capacity share of only 3% globally, despite generating 20% of the global data, suggesting underpenetration. As India is poised to be the third largest and fastest growing economy on digital wheels, this is just the start of data center revolution. No wonder then that Tata, Adani, and Reliance Group are jumping on this opportunity. So it's high time to understand this industry and dig deeper for the beneficiaries. You see, every business needs computing equipments for its web application, customer servicing, selling products, internal management, and so on. With the digitalization of economy and businesses, the need for this setup has grown exponentially. Now, doing this all in-house needs expertise, budget, and physical space, which are not possible for many companies. Solution: third-party data centers, rent and not owned. So, apart from on-premise, captive data centers, co-location data centers are rising, supported by infra as a service-based offerings. The ecosystem for data center includes land, high-performance computing, networking products, storage, power generation and backup, cooling systems, security requirements, fire protection, remote monitoring, and so on. So let us take a look at some listed companies in India catering to these requirements. Anantraj Limited is a real estate player that is betting big on data centers. The company is investing rupees 100 billion for 300 megawatt data center. At rupees 250 million per megawatt, its unit capex is almost half than industry capex due to land ownership and existing infrastructure. Second, Techno Electric and Engineering, which is another company to keep an eye on. It forayed into data center business in FY21. It has plans to develop 250 megawatt of data centers with capex of over $1.3 billion in next 5 to 6 years. Aurionpro Solutions has ventured into data center building, consulting, and hybrid cloud services. The company does complex design work and has worked on data center projects with RBI and IITs. And then we have NetWeb Technologies. It offers servers, storage, backup, and high-performance computing solutions that can customize the right technology blocks to the business requirements. E2E Networks is a hyperscaler from India. It focuses on advanced cloud, GPU, or graphic processing infrastructure unit. It offers its services to third-party data centers located in some high-demand areas like Noida, Mumbai, and Vellore. Now, large data centers could be the size of entire city blocks. The power needed to run these could charge an entire town. This creates a demand for medium voltage cables, switches, transformers, and uninterrupted power supply. As such, companies in the cable and networking products, that is D-Link, Polycab, RR Cables, 3M India, Havells, and APAR Industries could benefit. Kirloskar Oil Engines and Cummins India would cater to the huge power requirement by data centers and should be on your watch list as well. For the power backup at data centers, Exide Industries offers high-end DC batteries. Now, with huge consumption of power comes the need for sophisticated cooling systems. You see, a controlled environment to avoid humidity to protect the electronics. Blue Star as such could be a potential beneficiaries. Now, the big companies in the data center industry are global players like Schneider Electric, Eaton, Emerson Electric, Honeywell Automation, and Siemens, ABB, Legrand, and so on. As such, it would be good to focus on the Indian suppliers like Shivalik Biometals and Pitti Engineering to these companies as well. Do note that I have focused on Indian players as these are the opportunities most relevant for Indian investors, although these are just for your watch list and not stock recommendations. Now, this is not an exhaustive list of data center supply chain. Please do add more in the comment section for the ones in case I've missed. For more such information, subscribe to Equity Master YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.